I am so ready for our short girls weekend. Friday cannot come fast enough. The kids driving you crazy? Yes. I mean, I love them, but they're so tiring. Scott can see just why I'm so excited about getting back to work. He's in for a rude awakening if he thinks that things will be easy. I hope that my current condition doesn't get in the way too much. Oh, please. It means you might finally chill while we're vacationing. Because, girl, you keep me running. And you love it. I can't say that it isn't a great time, but I'm always so exhausted. At nearly 7 months pregnant, I'm hoping you'll be moving more at my speed. I think you'll be lapping me this time. I feel like I'm a bowling ball with legs. Yeah, it's not particularly comfortable. And yet you did it a second time. Just wait. That first time holding your baby, you'll at least temporarily forget the rest. Then sleep deprivation and exhaustion will make you a bit loopy. So when your hubby says, "Want to try for baby number 2?" your mouth betrays you with an over-enthusiastic, "Yeah." Scott got you when you were vulnerable, huh? Yeah, not that I mind. Our kids aren't really old enough to fight like cats and dogs yet. I don't see a 1-year-old being much of a fighter. Whiner, sure, but he's not gonna be able to put up much of a fight. You are underestimating my son. He may be a baby, but Irving has managed to headbutt me on 2 separate occasions. Oh, geez. He's packing a lot in the big noggin, huh? He definitely is. Missy may be the older sister, but I think Irving is going to be the protector. Don't count Missy out yet. She's got the brains to be a great strategist. Oh, please don't go saying that now. The last thing I need to be thinking about as we go off for fun is worrying about my kids being able to gain up on us. They're both under 4 years old. You still have time to plan how to keep them from becoming menaces in your home. Oh, speaking of menaces, Carly is in town. Let me guess. Your sister tried to invite herself along for our trip? Yes, she did. And you finally told her no? Yes, I did. And boy, was she mad about that. Congratulations! It only took you 30 years to learn to tell her no. She's not even 25 yet, so it's been more like a little over 20 years that I've been failing to tell her no. And that's not quite the flex you seem to think it is. Hey, it's a decade less than you suggested, so it means I'm a bit less slow. Okay, you can have that one. What's she gonna do knowing you're out having fun without her? I don't know, but she was pretty ticked when I said that it was too late to buy her tickets. She can go to her parents probably, since they were the ones who never told her no. That's right. Ugh, dang it, I can hear the kids. They're conspiring up there, I just know it. Go tend to them, and know that in just 2 more days, you'll get to kick back and unwind. Ugh, it can't get here fast enough. Talk to you soon. Stay sane. Trisha, did you really leave without me? Yes, Carly. We bought the tickets months ago. You're just trying to exclude me like you always do. Even Mom and Dad say that you should have invited me. The fact that you are still running to Mommy and Daddy at your age shows that you still have a lot of growing up to do. That's so low. You're the older sister, but you've always pushed me away. We are not having the conversation. I'm out to have a good time, and you're not going to ruin it. How can you say that? You're being so mean. I can't believe how long I've put up with this behavior of yours. What are you talking about? I'm your cute little sister. Why don't you go study for school? You're on a break, not completely out of school. What am I supposed to study if I don't have any classes? You should know what classes you need to take. Or are you thinking about changing your major again? Well, don't tell Mom and Dad, but I've decided I'm really not cut out for school. Are you kidding? You've been taking classes for whatever your major is. You can study your field. You could even see about getting an internship or something. I don't want any of that. What I've decided I want to do doesn't require an education. After 6 years, you've decided to forego getting a degree. Well, the fact that it's taking me so long should be proof that school just isn't my thing. If you drop out of school for good, I'm not gonna help you go back later. You say that now, but I know better. Besides, I really don't think I'll want to go back, because what I want to do is be a stay-at-home wife. That really isn't much of a surprise. What? It's a real job. I know it is. Mandy's been a stay-at-home mom since her son was born, and she's really happy about getting away for a bit. She's excited about going back to work. She stays home, huh? And she hasn't had any financial trouble? Gotta go, the concert is starting soon. We can talk when I get back. I think I have things figured out. Bye! Please come pick up your trashy slut of a sister. What? I've thrown her naked butt out of my house, along with my soon-to-be ex. They're in the garage. The outside door is shut until they get clothes on, but the door back inside is locked. Are you kidding me? No. When I walked in, I heard some noises from my room. Thinking it was Scott playing with the kids, I walked in. Scott had her bent over on our bed. No clothes. I'm trying not to paint too much of a picture since I know you don't want to have that image of your sister in your mind forever. I know that'll scar me for the rest of my life. I'm on my way. Just keep them out. I'll pay for your lawyer. Did you get any pictures? I didn't even think about it. I don't even know where my kids are. I need to find my children. Calm down. I'm sure they're safe. Check their room. Oh, thank goodness, you're right. They're awake now and so confused. I need to take care of them. Of course. You go ahead. I'll call my husband and see if he can get someone from his firm to take your case. Thanks. I don't even know how to process this. We'll talk later. You go take care of your kids. I'll take care of the trash. Thank you. Hey, sister. I need you to babysit our kids this weekend. Not happening. Oh, come on. You babysit them when Mandy asks you. That's because Mandy's earned a break. You are lucky that I'm still talking to you. Everything worked out in the end. Scott and I are blissfully married. You are blissfully ignorant if you think that he's content with you. What's that supposed to mean? I've made sure not to get pregnant, and I've kept up my looks. After all, that's what he's always liked about me. I'm gorgeous and fun. What he liked about you is the fact that you were young. He married a rich older woman. Since she died, Scott's continued to find women who are young. I'll give you that you are able to hold his interest longer than I thought possible. But you're lying to yourself if you think that you'll satisfy him forever. Oh, who's jealous? It sounds like there's trouble in paradise. Are you and your dear, sweet hubby having problems? Not at all. He's been happy since you stopped hitting on him all of the time. That's a lie. I didn't hit on my own brother-in-law. Yeah, you did. We all know now that you were just after his money. When you found out that Scott had more, you left my husband alone. The only people who are oblivious to your machinations are Mom and Dad. They just love me, so they can look past all of my flaws. They just don't like the idea of their baby girl actually being as horrible as you are. Keep it up and I'll tell them what you said. Oh dear. Still tattletaling to Mom and Dad? Do you ever plan to grow up? Seriously? I contacted you to ask a favor and all you do is insult me? Really? First, they aren't even your kids. They're Mandy's children. That old bat barely sees them. That's because you and Scott made sure that she didn't get custody. Believe me, she would love to see them more often. It's not my fault she's so incapable. She's a much better mother than you. Someday her kids will realize it. Like that will ever happen. When Scott decides you're too old for him, I've no doubt that you won't have access to them. And when they get bounced around enough, they'll realize who the real parent is. That will never happen. I'm the perfect wife to Scott. You may want a backup plan for when he dumps you. After all, there are plenty of men older than 46 who have a lot more money. That's not such a bad idea. Somehow I find it hard to believe you hadn't thought of that on your own before. Oh, I have. But it's been a few years. That's how I know that we were meant to be. Scott has managed to keep me perfectly happy. Just wait until you realize that your window of opportunity was much shorter than you thought. But hey, you are in your mid-30s. You can probably catch a guy in his 60s or 70s to be your sugar daddy. Ew! I was thinking more like a guy in his early 40s. You're really... I can't believe we're related. You're the one who suggested it. I was being sarcastic. So, are you going to babysit this weekend or not? Do you think that you could distract me and get an answer other than no? Psh, fine. I'll get Mom and Dad to do it.
Hey babe, I'm leaving in 10, but I'll be there as soon as I can. I know you're probably getting upset. I promise when I get there, I'll make it up to you. My wife was being super clingy and needy. She's desperate to hold on to me. She was threatening to do something drastic to get me to stay. So the divorce may take a bit longer, but I swear it will be over before the end of the year. Then I'll be all yours.
Don't worry, I understand.
Really? That's very mature of you. And that is incredibly sexy. See you soon, and I love you.
Hey, Mandy. I have some news, but I'm not sure if you'll want to hear it. Are you pregnant again? If so, it will be so awesome. Melody would love having a new little cousin. No, this is about Scott and Carly. Why do you want to tell me? Your genius ex just texted me, apparently getting my name mixed up with his newest girlfriend. I got a whole slew of incriminating information about Scott divorcing my sister. And I heard from Carly yesterday. She wanted a babysitter. You refused, right? Of course. That girl needs a reality check. Well, she's about to get it. She thinks that they're really in love. That's why she hasn't moved on from him already. So Numbnuts texted you by mistake talking about wanting a divorce? Right after she said everything was perfect? Yes. Either he's trying to tell your sister by accidentally messaging you, or he's even dumber than even I thought. He's seriously miscalculated if he thinks I'm doing his dirty work. Oh, he'll probably make sure to get caught so that he doesn't have to deal with it. I mean, he knows that she'll have an emotional reaction, and he can use that against her. Like he did to you? Exactly. I'm not gonna do anything anyway. Actually, I know how you can look good without having to do a thing. Until it blows up. Really? What's that? I'll call you in a bit. Just start taking screenshots. If he's being this careless, it's gonna happen soon. Okay, talk to you soon. Trisha, I need you right now. What's wrong, Carly? You can't rub it in. Promise you won't go all high and mighty, okay? I promise. What's wrong? You're making me scared for you. You should be. Scott's been cheating on me with someone who's practically a teenager. Seriously, she's like 23 years old. That's only a year younger than you were when you two hooked up. But he's almost 50 now. He's only 46. That's practically 50. She's less than half his age. It's so disgusting. When I caught them in my bed, I started throwing stuff at them. Then I kicked them out the front door. Now I need you to come help me. Irving got caught on some of the broken glass from one of the vases I threw at that cheater and his barely legal girlfriend. Irving's hurt? I'll be right there. What? Irving isn't what's important right now. I'm so angry and hurt. How could he do this to me after everything I've done for him? Put some pressure on Irving's wound. Where is Missy? They don't matter. I'm hurting here. Okay, send them out to the backyard. What? I'm not gonna give them to that loser. They're my children, too. He can't get to them in the backyard. They'll be out of the way from the broken glass and they can't annoy you. Oh, that's good thinking. Now hurry over here. I need moral support. On my way. Mandy, I need you to get over to the loser house. Call 911 on the way. Why? What happened? He pulled the same thing with Carly that he did to you. But she started throwing stuff. Apparently Irving got hurt. I don't know anything about it, though. What? How did he get hurt? I don't know. All Carly said was that he got cut on glass. Of course, she's so focused on herself that she doesn't care about either of them at all. I told her to put them out back since she kicked Scott and the new girl out the front door. And she didn't want the kids going with him. I figured sending them out back would help you get to them. Okay, I've got to get my boy. Logan is going to take care of Melody. Great. I'm heading over because Carly needs me. There'll be plenty of distractions so you can take care of your kids. Thanks. Hopefully this will be enough to show the courts how badly they messed up. Because if anything happens to my boy, I'm gonna be suing the losers, the courts, and everyone else. And I'll make sure you have the best lawyer for the job. Thanks, Trisha. You're a lifesaver. Perhaps literally. Go, go, go. I need to head out in a second. I'm pulling out of my driveway now. Did you know about the affair? Hi to you too, Carly. I asked you a question. Did you know? Yes, that's why you have the texts. Your idiot husband texted me instead of his girlfriend. She's a child! She couldn't possibly be considered his girlfriend. Why didn't you tell me? As my older sister, you had a duty to let me know. Would you have listened to me if I did? Maybe. The answer is no, you wouldn't have. So instead of making you mad, I kept all of the evidence. I've got several days' worth because he foolishly kept texting me. That should give you a lot more grounds during the divorce. Didn't you have a clause in your prenup about cheating? Well, yeah. Then you have proof that he was cheating on you. That will mean he owes you a lot more. Are you sure? Can you get someone from your husband's law firm to help me? I mean, Scott cut off my access to everything and kicked me out of the house. I know. Our parents told me. I can't believe he would treat me like this. I gave him everything. I know, Carly. I know. What am I supposed to do now? My heart is broken into a million pieces. Just take some deep breaths and focus on getting even. And to start, you can make sure the courts know how he treated the kids. That you did a lot more of the work. I don't want his brats! But think about how angry he would be if you ended up helping Mandy get full custody of them. His two ex-wives ganging up on him? It's kind of poetic, isn't it? You're right. But how do I do that? Just sit down and start writing about any time he was mean to the kids. The things he said about them. Coming from you, that will mean a lot in the courts. Okay, I will. That cheater isn't going to know what hit him. My clueless sister did exactly what I said, and when she and her husband ended up in court, the judge realized just how toxic the house was. That made things a lot easier when Mandy finished filing for sole custody. Between Carly's statements, the medical bills after the incident, and the kids finally deciding that they didn't want to be with their father, the courts awarded Mandy full custody. It took over half a year to get the kids to stop acting so spoiled, but once they had more structure in their lives, they were happy for the change. I think having their younger sister around helped too. They wanted to be a good example, which proved that they were actually good people. They just needed a better example than my sister and their father. They also really liked Mandy's new husband. He worked on robots for a living, so he made a couple for them. I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of them go into the field when they're adults. Carly got her divorce, but it was tied up for years. She started looking for an older man to take care of her, and with that, she succeeded. After they married, she was miserable. Apparently, she didn't actually think she would have to follow through with the in-sickness part of her vows, and since her new husband was really sick, something he hid from her, well, she's not having so much fun. The only reason she hasn't left yet is because he has a huge fortune and no heirs. She's miserable, but hoping that she'll get everything soon. It's very foolish because what he has probably won't kill him, and by the time he does pass, well, there may not be much money left. I actually feel really bad for him, but he married her, so there really isn't anything I can do. Scott ended up losing most of his money in legal fees. Between fighting my sister and trying to keep custody, he was really screwed. He ended up selling the house trying to live that high life, but it simply wasn't worth as much as he thought it should be. Last I heard, he was trying to find a new sugar mama, but he doesn't really have anything to offer anyone. He's just as miserable as Carly, but without the money. I've been spending a lot of time with Mandy and her family, and now that the kids are old enough to keep each other entertained, we don't have to go on vacation to have a chance to relax and chat. We're talking about a vacation with both of our families, but we haven't nailed down a destination yet. Wherever we go, we know that it's going to be a lot of fun.